Hi there, this is Hamish. Welcome to Verbaling. Welcome to another Verbaling class. Today I'm going to be talking with you about job interviews and how best to prepare for a job interview. Now I know in the first 2 minutes, if we have any premium users of Verbaling, they can enter the class at this time and reserve their seat for the class. Here we go. And let me see. Oh yes. Let me just make an adjustment there to my settings. 1 second. I think Joseph, you're trying to join the thing. There we go. Joseph, hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. Tell me what time is it with you?
It's 3 p.m.
Ah, very good. And whereabouts are you?
I'm a teacher on Verbaling. I was just checking this out. I was trying the Verbaling Premium.
I thought so. I thought I recognized your face. Nice. Yeah. So I'm waiting for my 2 minutes for other people to join us. So you were able to click on the button and come into the room without any problems then?
Yeah, I think. Oh, so I think it was a little bit confusing. So the way it is I saw your class,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like on Verbaling live or the live classes 5 minutes before, and so I hit reserve seat, but then it didn't automatically join me to the class. So what I had to do was it said, okay, you have a spot reserved, but now you have to click join class. So then that's what the 2 minutes were for.
Oh, I see. Okay, right.
Yeah.
So they have a 2 minute slot to do that. Okay. Well, I hope everyone can follow that. It was. I suppose
Yeah.
I think I should probably try it myself to actually, as you say, have that experience. Well,
'Cause-
really nice. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure how it worked because somebody told me they reserved a class, but then they couldn't join. So I think it's because you have to hit reserve seat, but then you have to be there within the first 2 minutes to see how it works.
Yeah, I think you're right, that's a fair point, because of course you can't reserve a class, a week in advance. I mean, they can have a premium membership,
Yeah.
but they don't. They still have to turn up and, as you say,
Hola.
within that 2 minute slot, do their thing.
¿Me escucha?
Richard, hello, how are you? Good to meet you.
Hola.
But thanks. Yes, Joseph, thanks. That was a helpful discussion. I'm glad to
Hola.
work these things out while I'm here.
Ah,
But yes, I better get going. I have a Richard and I have Maria. Hello, Maria. So good to see you.
Thanks, Hamish. See you
No
later.
problem. Cheers.
Hello, my mic is over my head. Okay. Now it works.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now absolutely fine.
I was so surprised
Hola,
to see
¿me
two
escucha? teachers
teachers here today.
I know. I'm having it's like a busy day, but a busy class day for you as well.
Hola.
Oh, hello, Richard. Hello. I'll get to you in a minute. I promise. Maria, tell me, are you looking
Hello.
for a job now?
I run a business, so in a way I'm looking for assignments all the time. But
Okay. Okay.
uh,
Yeah.
well, I'm interested in working abroad. Yes. I
Okay,
really am, yeah.
but as you say, I mean, because I mean, I work for myself and I have my own business, and I understand we have a lot of conversations where we're looking to we're looking to fix someone else's problem because they need someone to do some work, and hopefully we are the solution to that problem. So I think a lot of business meetings are really like job interviews. In that way, when we're self-employed, because you say you don't just take one job and work exclusively for them. There are all kinds of situations when you're looking at business. So I know how that conversation goes, and I certainly know how the conversation goes in English as well. So very nice to see you again, and I look forward to talking with you in this class, Maria. Thank you for that. Yes.
Yeah, I hope I can stay awake because it's a little bit late here. It's 11 p.m. But it's so interesting, and so I couldn't stay away.
Well, we'll see if we can help you stay awake. No guarantees actually. It's not the most entertaining of subjects, but I'll do my best. I'll do my
Yeah,
best to answer.
I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure I will. I will stay for the whole class. It's
It'll
just,
be a good test. It'll be like a little bit of feedback from me, actually. Yes.
yeah.
Nice one. Thanks, Maria. I'm going to go all the way to the start here. I have, is that Ahmed? Ahmed Zezo?
Yes.
Hello,
Hi,
how are
how are you
you?
all?
I'm
Nice
very
to
good.
meet
How are
you.
you doing?
I'm fine, good.
Tell me, are you looking for a job right now, or are you just interested in the subject and improving your English?
Yes, I am looking also for a job and completing my master degree.
Oh, very
Yes.
good. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
studying at a
I'm
high
planning
level.
to study. Yeah, I am planning to study at the University of Edinburgh at
Hmm.
United Kingdom.
Oh, really?
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
Excellent.
Yes, I get an offer. Yeah, here, to study
Uh-huh.
there.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes, I'm looking for a job also.
Hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Well, you're busy then.
No,
No,
I'm
no,
free now.
that's it's a busy time. It's a busy time when you're doing both of those things. I remember doing that myself. Okay, so yes, so a good time to be, certainly a good time to be improving your English and getting that English to as high a level as possible.
Yeah,
So,
of
well,
course.
absolutely.
Yes,
Well,
of course.
really good to meet you, Ahmed. Thank you for that.
Yes. Thank
Clebson,
you.
hello again to you.
Hello.
Good to see. It's been hours since we spoke. So I'm so glad to see you again. Are you interested? Are you looking for work right now, or are you just looking to improve your English in this area?
Right now, I'm not looking for a job, but because I am at university. But when I finish my course, definitely I will have to search for a job, and I'm trying to improve my English.
Hmm. And absolutely. And so tell me, what kind of work, what kind of job or career will you be looking for?
Something related with science computer.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
computer science, yeah, computer
Yes.
science. Okay, a very popular field. A lot of jobs for people who are well qualified and also can take those
Yes.
opportunities. So I know I'm working with several students right now in terms of helping them prepare for the interviews that they're getting and the phone calls they're getting from recruiters, especially if they want to work in some of those big computer science business areas like the UK, but also like Germany, in Berlin, and in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. There are some key European countries where software design and that kind of computer science is really big business for people who want to work in Europe as well as the United States. So yeah, interesting times for people studying and working in those areas. So welcome to you, Clebson. Welcome again. Fabrizio, how are you today?
Hi, fine.
Remind me, are you looking for a job, or are you looking just to improve your English in this area?
I'm trying to improve my English, but I also try to apply for a training program in the United States.
Okay, and what kind of training program do you want to do?
It's related to computer science. I
Uh-huh,
am a
okay.
systems engineer.
Okay, got it.
I would like to work for almost a year
Mhm.
abroad.
Okay, and is it like are you looking for an internship in the United States, sort of
Yes,
like a short-term position? Okay, and do you know whereabouts in the United States you want to work?
to want to work about what?
Do you know where in the United States you would want to work?
No.
Okay, okay. No, I'm thinking about, of course, in California, that would be a key area on really the East Coast and the West Coast, but particularly in California and Washington State, there are a lot of these a lot of systems management, but information technology, computer science, software design, and applications, all that kind of work. There's a lot of that in the U.S., but a lot of that in California in particular as well. So, well, welcome. I hope we can help you with this class. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Gustavo, hello. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. And you?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. It's 4 o'clock with me. What time is it with you, Gustavo?
Here is 5 p.m.
Oh, you're an hour ahead. I'm so jealous. So, Gustavo, tell me, are you looking for work right now, or are you just looking to improve your English?
I'm looking for a job and I try to improve your English too.
At the same time, okay. Well, we'll try and do both of those things today in class. That's the name of the game here on this Verbling job interviews class. Something I'm really excited about doing on Verbling. Thanks so much, Gustavo. Really good to meet you, and we'll speak more in the class.
Okay.
Manuel, hi Manuel, how are you?
Hello, well, fine.
And tell me, how's the weather with you today?
Well, very nice, very nice. I live in Canary Island. Here the weather is good, is very good all around the year.
Oh, I see. You see. It's a little less consistent here in Tennessee in the United States. Sometimes we have a nice day. Sometimes we have a tornado. So not always good weather. But I have today. Today it's fine. It's just a little bit of rain. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Manuel, are you looking for work right now?
Yes, I am an employee right now. For this reason, I think that this is very important to improve my English and to get a good level of English.
And what kind of work? What kind of job are you looking for?
I am a telecommunication engineer.
Okay.
There are a lot of manuals that are writing in English.
Of course.
For this reason, I need to learn or improve my English.
Okay. Very good. Well, very good to meet you, Manuel. Again, thank you. Musa, hello, Musa.
Hello, you hear me?
How are you today?
Yeah, fine, very fine.
And where are you from? Where are you right now?
I'm in France.
Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Okay. Again, I'm jealous. Tell me, are you looking for work right now? What's your situation?
Yeah, I'm looking for work, but I don't find work. But employer needs someone who can speak English very well. I'm looking for improving my English or having a good work.
Okay. Well, I hope we can help you with both. I hope we can help you with the job interview side, and of course the English speaking side as well. So really good to meet you, Musa. Thank you for joining us today. And of course now, Richard, you've been very patient waiting for me. Are you still there, Richard?
Hi, teacher. I'm here.
Excellent. Tell me, where are you from, and tell me what kind of job are you looking for?
Okay, I'm from Colombia. I live in Bogota.
Okay.
I am studying English. I would like to go to the United States in order to get a scholarship or a good job. I'm learning English because I want. I hope with this can help me do this. For example, to get a scholarship or a good job, for example.
Okay, and Richard, I mean that's very interesting. Thank you for that information. And I think you mentioned something that's quite significant. Whether we're looking for paid work, or whether we're looking for further study, or a scholarship, or an internship, or whether we're looking to work somewhere for free just to get the experience, the conversation we're having with the employer or the school or the university, it can be very similar, and we often need very similar, very consistent kinds of language to explain to that person whether they're looking for a worker or a researcher or a student or a volunteer, whatever they're looking for. They're looking for a solution to their problem. So we need to be able to persuade them that we're the right person.
Yeah,
and of course,
I need to improve my speaking. I hope with this exercise to improve this skill.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I hope so too. I hope we can help you out today. And this isn't the only job interview class we're going to be doing. We ran one last week, and we're going to continue this week, and certainly for another couple of weeks after that to really check to see what kind of language we should be using, and having some practice with questions and answers. And I'm going to try and make that as realistic as I can to make it as helpful as possible for everyone. Let me see. Well, first of all, remind me. We talked about this last week, but there are a lot of new faces. So who can tell me? Well, first of all, what is a job? What is a job for?
The job, according to me, the job is improve.
Yeah. No. Ahmed, go ahead, please.
A job is for earn money. Principal is the first utility.
Okay, money number one, and I agree with you. I like money. So most people do. Okay, what else? And that's for anyone to answer.
To get a good position in the community, to share your experience with others, to be more effective player in life, in social life.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, and perhaps we can.
Job isn't for money. Job is something that is essential for everyone. Yeah.
And I think. I mean, there's no wrong answer to this, and I agree. I know it's very important. It used to, it's
a milestone of our life, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No, I think, and I'm going to put prestige down there. Pardon me. A social position. I think this is very true for many people. It's so important to have a job, to feel. To feel good about yourself, and the truth is, it's a lot of us don't realize this until we lose our job, until perhaps during a recession, an organization makes cutbacks and makes us redundant, and that's when we realize that job that we've been using as for our self-respect and our position, as you say, in the community. Well, that's gone, and of course we're very eager, very hungry to get that back, because it's such a big part of our day, such a big part of our lives, our conversations, all of those things. Okay, so that's pretty big stuff. So we've got money, we've got prestige or the social position. Is there anything else that a job is for?
It's very good for maintaining your brain healthy. Because you have to, you have to maintain your brain thinking about something. Because another way you probably get crazy.
And some jobs drive you crazy as well, of course. But you're right. It's something like a job where you're having to work hard and think hard, and as you say, exercise that brain every day or on a regular basis. I agree, really helpful for mental health. And of course, the more you enjoy that job, the more enthusiastic and passionate you are about that job, the better, I think, for your mental health and really for all kinds of health issues. I think absolutely right on. I like that one, Manuel. I hadn't thought of that one. That's a very good answer, I think. Okay, so we've got money, prestige, we've got health. Absolutely, I agree with all of those. We've also, of course, sometimes we take a job because it's a stepping stone to another job. Sometimes we need the training or the education or the exposure to other people in that business. So I'm going to put that one down as well. So work experience. So we have all these things, and I'm sure there are many other things we could include in our definition of, well, what is a job or what is a job for. Now, what if we're the employer? What if we're looking for someone to fill the job? What is a job then?
Maybe it will depend on the profession, the original profession or certificate that hold the employer. So he will apply what's convenient to him or her.
Right. Okay. Can you give me an example?
I will give you an example. I am a pharmacist, so I am looking for working in a pharmacy or working in research and development in the industries. Yeah, and completing my my master studying. Master studying. Yeah.
Okay. And I think the truth of it is when an employer is looking for for someone to work for their organization, whether it's an so having a little bit of sound disruption there from Felicia, but let me just check to see if I can help that. Yes, Felicia, it's on your side, so if you can adjust your settings or put those headphones on so we don't get disturbed by that noise. Thank you. The truth is, if an employer is looking for someone to join their workforce, and it's 5 people or 100 people or 10,000 people, it doesn't change the fact that they are looking for someone to really just fix whatever problem they're trying to address. And normally the problem is, well, they don't have enough people with a certain set of skills or experience or interest to deliver a product or a service or deal with a problem or come up with ideas or clean or cook or whatever it might be, but they're looking for solutions to the business problem that they have. So they're not really looking in particular for humans to join their workforce. They're just looking for someone with those skills to join them. And of course the good news is we normally get paid for providing those skills. And I mention that because when we go to a job interview and we're speaking across the table, or perhaps we're speaking on Skype or on the telephone with an employer, I think it's very helpful for us to think of this job interview as more of a conversation, more as a meeting, because traditionally it's very common for us to think, okay, well, the employer, they have the jobs, so well they must have the power. But it's not strictly true. In a lot of situations, if you have good skills, and depending on age and education and background and your location, all kinds of things, you can be very much, or the things that you bring to the interview, they can be very much in demand. And sometimes it can be just as much about you speaking to the employer and working out, do you want to work for them, as it is the employer deciding if they want you to join their workforce. So sure, we can think about it as an interview, and when I think of it that way, it makes me a little nervous. So I think it's much better to think of it as really just another meeting, a business meeting where you were going out and someone has asked for help, or they're looking for a solution to their problem, and you're going to give them some of your time, and you're going to explain to them why you are the solution to their problem. And I think that makes it a much more balanced, even-handed conversation, and I think it puts you in a much better position at the end of that meeting to, well, basically to close the sale and to get something out of there. Because if you go to any meeting in business, you don't just say, oh, thanks for your time, and walk out. You're going to say, well, you know, what are the next steps? Do you need anything else from me? When can I expect to hear from you? You know, you're going to get something out of that meeting, because that's what we do in any business when we have a meeting. So that's going to give you a little bit more power in this in this job searching equation. I think. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you because I've got something to show you. 1 second, please. There we go. I want to look with you at the things that employers want to know, and I want to do this relatively quickly. So these questions are for anyone who wants to answer them. My first question is, when employers speak to you in a job interview, what do they want to know? What are they wondering about? When you walk in the room, or when they turn on Skype and call you, or call you on the phone, what do they need to know before they can give you the job?
Your response about what they ask.
Sure, they do. Well, they definitely want answers to those questions. But what sort of information do they need from you? What are they thinking about? What are they wondering about?
Your experience, your certificate.
Yeah, experience and certificate. Okay, so experience and education or credentials. Why do they care? Why do they care about that?
Because if you have a lot of experience, for sure you are gonna make a good job.
All right, and I think, yeah, number one, can you do the job? And of course, well, you know, maybe one day that you'll go to a job interview and they'll ask you directly in English, can you do the job? It has never happened to me, but I have to tell you, there are maybe 20 or 30 different ways where they're asking you this question. What kind of questions can employers ask to find out, can you do the job? What sort of things are they going to ask about?
Maybe the experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Okay. So they could ask you about experience, and of course, a lot of this information is going to be on your resume, or in the British context, on your CV, or perhaps in an application form which you filled in online, or you emailed to them, or you sent in a letter to them. Whatever it is, they're going to have some information about you already. Otherwise you would not have an interview, right? But they might still ask you those key qualification and experience questions. Because they want to make sure that your resume matches you in person, that you were being honest and straight with them. But also, you can't tell them everything in a resume or a CV or an application. There are always going to be things where they're looking for just a little bit more information. So that classic, tell me a little bit more about a project you're working on, something like that. That's a classic job interview question. Okay, so we've got, can you do the job? And they'll ask you about skills and experience. Absolutely. And sometimes it'll be a technical interview, and they'll ask a whole lot of questions about skills and experience. But that's just one thing they want to know. What else do they want to know?
The question is can you do the job? True?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I think.
Oh no! I beg your pardon. Sorry. I mean, the can you do the job is going to be asking about skills and experience, but I want to know about this green one here, this red one, and this brown one. We've got the blue one, which was can you do the job. What other questions? Oh, sorry. What other things do they want to know?
Okay.
Can you, or are you able to, are you suitable for the place, for the workplace, and do you go along with the other employers?
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And I do this exercise with a lot of students, and I have to tell you that they always know the answers, because these are so fundamental to what an employer wants. However, these are things that people going for jobs don't always think about, and I think it's very important to put this on quite a basic level, because when we realize, okay, there's really only 4 things they're wondering about, it's much easier to prepare, because this helps us know what kind of homework or research or preparation or practice to do, because really they only care about 4 main things. Now we have 2 of these already, because you were absolutely right. The second thing is, will you fit in? Are you, they could have 20 people who have the same skills and experience, and that could be perfect in terms of skills and experience, but the truth is, they still need someone who is going to work effectively, perhaps as part of a team or in liaison with other services or the professionals in the organization. So they need someone, who's going to fit in, be a good fit with that company. And when we think about the kind of questions they might ask, very important for us to remember, it's not about the company fitting in with us. It's about us as an individual fitting in with those people. And the truth is that there's no perfect human being. Of course not. We all have different personalities and characteristics. And the truth is, there are going to be some companies where you have an interview with them and realize, oh, I don't think I'm not going to fit in here. Maybe I don't like the way that they're asking questions. I don't get a good feeling about this. And sometimes you're going to have to walk away from those interviews and look for a different opportunity. But of course, if we like the company, we can absolutely give them good evidence and a good demonstration that yes, we are the kind of person that can fit in with their organization. Now, truth is, that question in green, will you fit in? Oh, they're not going to ask you that straight out. I mean, they might have if they're unprofessional interviewers, but I don't think they're going to say it directly. But they want to know. So think about this, and this is a question for everybody. What kind of question can they ask to find out about this question in green? Will you fit in?
How can you describe yourself in a workplace?
Okay, how can you describe yourself? Okay, yes, maybe they'll ask about personality or character, like that.
For example, if you have any job, any hobby.
That's a very good question. I think, yes, I like that one. They might ask about things outside of work because perhaps they're thinking, well, this might give us an idea of what this man or woman is really like outside of the workplace. They might ask that. Is that okay if they ask you about hobbies and things that aren't relevant to work? Is it okay for them to ask you that?
For example,
because the workplace is also a community, so you have to be sociable.
Okay, and I think if they ask you directly about your hobbies, fine, of course. And you know what? You'll be prepared because you will have prepared a good answer. You'll have thought about, what are the hobbies or what are the interests I have that tell them that I'm the right person for this job. That there are going to be things you like doing in your spare time, hobbies, and they could be perfectly wonderful, worthwhile. They have nothing to do with telling them that you'd be the right person. I wouldn't bother spending time talking about those because that interview time you have, the time you have speaking to these guys, it's not infinite, right? And anytime you start talking about irrelevant things or things that don't help you persuade them that you're the right person, that's time you just wasted. Okay, so if there's a hobbyist, say if you are if you're a software engineer or a programmer, and it just so happens in your spare time you're developing your own apps for mobile websites or for Android phones or for iPhones, whatever it is. That's a pretty good hobby to be telling them about because it shows you have a passion for that business. Because even in your spare time, you're focusing on that kind of thing. All right, so then maybe they could ask you about hobbies. I think they would also ask you about really about how you get on with people. And a classic question would be, tell me about who do you like to work with, and who don't you like to work with. And the truth is, there's always going to be somebody, some kind of character or personality that we don't like working with. I mean, if you think about starting work at a company with 20 people or 200 people, the truth is you're not going to like every one of them. You're not going to be lifelong friends with everyone you work with. But the truth is you need to get on with all of these people, because there are few things more annoying for a boss or for a manager, and I know this because I've been in this situation plenty of times. There's nothing more annoying than having to sort out a problem between two people in a team or in a department who just can't get along, who can't communicate, who can't work well together. That's very annoying, and it feels like you're back in school, and that's a waste of our time. So if you can demonstrate at a job interview that you're the kind of person who, and it's not about being a saint, not about being perfect, but if you're the kind of person who can work effectively with a range of people, senior, junior, different characters and personalities, that's really going to help you. That's going to be a very helpful thing, because they want to know. They want to know if you're the kind of person who's going to fit in with their organization. All right, now I have a red one here. Let's see, we had to do the job. Sure. Okay, will you fit in? Absolutely. I've got a couple more. What else do they want to know about you?
For example, perhaps they want to know if you have worked in another company making the same job.
True. Well, they want to know that, and I think that would come under experience, perhaps. So I'm thinking, can you do the job there? The red one, and I tell you what, this one is just as important as the other two up here. They want to know, well, if you're in the interview, right? So they're confident you want the job, right? You want the job today, sure, but the employer needs to know: are you going to want the job next week? Are you going to want the job in 6 months' time? Because we know there are some short-term contracts, but I know, like, people who work in information technology, for example, in the United States, it can cost a company, at least $15,000 just to recruit a new person for their company, because that includes hiring costs, interviewing, payroll, a little bit of training, human resources. All these things just to get a new person in the building could cost them $15,000 or $20,000. So you don't want to give that person a job, no matter how qualified they are, no matter how wonderful they seem, if they're going to turn around in a week or a month's time and say, "Oh, actually, I found something better," or I made a mistake. This wasn't quite what I was looking for. You want someone who is going to make it worthwhile financially for you to give them a job. You want someone who's going to help you make a profit for your company or your organization. And this comes down to how bad do you want it, which is quite an American English way of saying, do you have the motivation? Are you motivated? Do you really want to work in this business? And also, do you really want to work for this company? So this is